Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing a full face makeup tutorial. Get ready with me. And all the makeup products that I'm using today are gonna be $5 and under. And this is also a one brand makeup tutorial using Believe Beauty makeup products. And this makeup line is sold at Dollar General. I've had several of you guys ask me if I would review this makeup line. So that is what I'm doing for you guys today. I have been using these makeup products over the past week and a half, so I can really give you my thoughts and opinions on these products, let you know what you should pick up, what's hot, what's not, that you should pass on. So yeah, I have to say I'm really impressed with a lot of things from this brand. So if you would like to see how to do this makeup and get ready with me and hear my thoughts on all of these Believe Beauty makeup products, then just keep on watching. I'm gonna do my eyes first today because I might use some of the darker shades in these two palettes. I haven't decided exactly the eye look I'm gonna do, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and do my eyes first. And Believe Beauty, at least I didn't notice them having an eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna be using my Catrice Prime and Fine eyeshadow primer. First I'm gonna go in with this palette, which is the Plush Purples. And I'm gonna use this shade up here. It's just kind of a lighter transition. On somebody with like a medium skin tone, this would be more of like a highlight. But I'm just gonna blend that into my crease first. And this is the Hawaiian Glow in the Tropics Bronzing Powder. So I'm just gonna use that same 573 brush to blend this in my crease. And this shade does work well for like a warm transition shade, because I know that a lot of their palettes don't have a lot of good like matte transition colors. The Plush Purples, it does have a few matte shades in there, so it is good for that. But the other palette that I picked up in Golden Disco, that one is all shimmers. So if you picked up one of their palettes that doesn't have any like matte colors, the bronzer definitely works as a good transition shade. I'm debating on what color I want to use. Like this gold is a really beautiful gold. I also really like this bronze. It's also really pretty. I'm just going to go in with this gold. Well, first I'm just going to show you guys what this looks like using it dry, this eyeshadow. So it's not really like the most opaque when you use it with a brush without it being like wet. I do like to dampen my brush with makeup setting spray with these eyeshadows. It does make them more intense. Now I'm going to show you what they look like if you use your finger to apply them. They're very intense when you use your finger, as you can see. So I would recommend either using your finger to apply these shimmer shadows or to use like a makeup setting spray. So I just got some more of that color on the brush, and then I'm just going to mist it with their makeup setting spray. And then I'm just going to put that on like the first half of my eyelid. Just taking it up to the crease. I'm gonna grab some of this shade up here, and I'm just flipping my brush over to the other side and just pack some of that purple. It also has like some little little gold glitters in the shadow. It's kind of like a purple sort of maroon shade. And I'm just patting that on the last half of my lid. Now that color is pretty pigmented by itself. Like I didn't get the brush wet or anything like that. I'm just gonna go back with the Plush Purples, and I'm gonna grab the shade up here. And I'm just gonna blend that in my outer V with my Morphe M433 brush. Now that shade is more of a satin. It's not a matte shade, but I find it works okay, at least for me, in the outer V. Now I'm just going back with some more of the bronzer just to blend around the edges. And I'm just using that same blending brush that I used at the beginning, the 573. And then if you want to intensify the gold, I just got some more of it on my finger. And I'm just going to just intensify it. Then I'm just gonna go in with a makeup setting spray, a makeup remover wipe, and I'm just gonna clean up the edges of this eyeshadow before I go in with my foundation. And then once I do my foundation, I'll come back and finish out the eyes. I find that the quality of these shadows seem to be pretty comparable to like the Maybelline, the City Mini eyeshadow palettes. That's what I would compare these eyeshadows to. I'm pretty impressed by these eyeshadows. Like I said, you might have to kind of, you know, spend a little bit more time blending and using a makeup setting spray or your finger to help them be their most intense. But I mean, for $5 for each one of these palettes, I don't feel like that is a bad deal whatsoever. So really impressed by these. The next thing that I really like from Believe Beauty is this Pretty and Primed Hydrating Primer. It reminds me of my Hard Candy Hydrating, like the Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer, but it's not quite as oily feeling as this one. But it is an extremely hydrating primer. Has a little bit of like a blue tint to it. So it's, you know, a little bit brightening, but it is extremely moisturizing. And I went ahead and did like my skincare stuff before I started filming this video. So like I already applied my First Day Beauty moisturizer and my sunscreen. So, but yeah, it's a very hydrating primer. Feels really nice. It gives your skin like a nice slip, but it's not too, you know, like slippery where it's gonna make your foundation move around. So I do really like this product. It doesn't have any scent to it. Now, if you had oily skin, this would probably be way too hydrating for you, but if you are normal to dry, I think you would really enjoy that primer. I cannot believe that this foundation is $5. It comes in a nice glass bottle. It has a pump. This foundation is a medium to full coverage. It lasts all day long. Like it's a long wearing foundation. So the shade that I got in this is soft beige, and I can wear this right now. Like this is a good summer shade for me, but in the winter I could definitely see this being too dark. So I usually do about 2.5 pumps, and it's somewhat of a runny foundation. It's kind of in between thick and runny. It kind of reminds me of like the Revlon Color Stay, but a little bit more liquidy than the Revlon Color Stay. I'm just using my Flower Beauty makeup sponge to blend this out. And I know that Believe Beauty also sells makeup brushes. I debated on getting their makeup brushes, but I decided to pass on that just because I don't really need makeup brushes right now. Not that I need more foundation or any of this, but I don't know. I guess it's like for me, sometimes makeup brushes I don't get as excited to review. Maybe I should have picked them up, but I just didn't. So just using this makeup sponge. I do find that it applies nice with the makeup sponge. I mean, it's definitely a medium to full coverage foundation. I do find that it is a little bit easier to work with than like the Revlon Color Stay. Like it takes it a little longer to set up. But as you can see with using that hydrating primer, like it does have a pretty good like glow to it. Now once I set it, it won't look near as dewy, but I do find using that hydrating primer keeps it from looking too dry on my skin. And then I'm just gonna put some here on my nose. So I mean, like as you can see with the shade, especially like with my neck, it doesn't really quite match my neck. It is a little bit darker. So I just kind of blend some of it down on my neck, but I feel like it matches like the rest of me pretty good right now. Okay, then I also got their concealer, and this is in the shade Ivory. Now I will say with this concealer, it's not my favorite because I don't know, it makes my under eyes look a little dry and like a little wrinkly. So I feel like if you had oily skin, this would probably be a pretty good concealer because it does have good coverage. And I do like the applicator on it. It's just that I don't feel like for my skin type, this is a good concealer for me because I just find that it makes my under eyes look a little too dried out. So I'm just blending that in with my Real Techniques Mini Miracle Complexion Sponge. But I mean, when I first apply it, I do like the way it looks. I think this shade is like a good match for me, but it's just like throughout the day, it just dries my under eyes out too much and kind of makes them look old and wrinkly. And this shade in Ivory has a little bit more of like a pink undertone. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of it here just to lighten my face up a little bit, just to highlight. And I have yet to use this product. I keep forgetting to use this. This is one of their color correctors. This is their Brighten Up Color Correcting Concealer in light medium. I might try to use this a little bit over top of my concealer because, like I said, I've been meaning to use this and I just keep forgetting. So I'm just gonna do a few little dots of this and just see what I think. I mean, I feel like for me, the shade is still like a little too dark. It needs to be just slightly a little lighter in tone. So I feel like maybe they need a fair to light shade because, like I said, I feel like this medium one is a little dark. Now, maybe if I had used it underneath my concealer, maybe it would have made more sense. So I'll have to use this a little more, let you know what I think about the color corrector. Because I think that's pretty cool that they sell that, because not too many drugstore brands have like color correctors like this. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit more concealer to see, whoops, if maybe that makes a difference with my under eye circles. I mean, I do feel like that color corrector did help to neutralize my dark under eye circles. So I will have to use that more and let you guys know what to think about it. I just kept forgetting to use it over the week. I don't know, I don't normally use color corrector, so I think that's why I kept forgetting to use it. Okay, and then I picked up their setting powder. This is their Matte Blur Loose Powder in Translucent. Now, I do like the packaging on this. It's not a big, bulky powder, very like small and compact. And this powder has a little bit of like a yellow undertone to it, even though it says it is translucent. And I don't feel like this is a horrible setting powder. It's just, I'm not a fan of loose matte setting powders. I tend to either like those in a compact, like a pressed matte powder, or a loose satin finishing type of powder that's going to give you more of like a glow. Because like I said, I don't hate the way my skin looks whenever I use it. So I feel like if you were into loose setting powders, you would probably like this. I'm not going to use this to set my under eyes because I have done that and I find that it just makes them look too dry and crepey. So I'm just going to use my Becca under eye setting powder. I know this isn't Believe, but I can't use that other stuff to set my under eyes. It doesn't look as good. And this concealer already isn't like my favorite, so. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys back in and we're gonna finish the eyes. For my lower lash line, I'm actually gonna go in with the green shade in the Golden Disco palette. I'm just gonna smudge that on my lower lash line. I did pick up their pencil liner, and this is their long-lasting eyeliner in Olivia, which is like an olive green. And this does last pretty good in the waterline. I didn't have issues with it like moving over to my inner corner. And I do feel like, and it's also a retractable pencil liner, which I do like these types of liners like for the waterline. Now, if you like something where you can get it really sharp to use it, you know, on your upper lash line, you might not like this, but I like a good, like, retractable, long-wearing eyeliner, especially, like, for the lower lash line and in the waterline. And they did have some other, like, pretty colors. Like, they had kind of like a burgundy purple shade, sort of like the color that's in the palette here. And I feel like they had a couple of other like different colors. I also picked up their metallic liquid liner, and this is in Midnight in Paris, which is a dark like burgundy purpley maroon color. Now, this really is not my favorite liquid liner. For one, I don't really like the brush tip on this, and two, this definitely, it just looks more gray than it does like purple or burgundy. So I probably would not repurchase this again. They had some other colors, like they had like that olive green color. They had a gray and a black one. And I'm actually not gonna do wing liner with this just because the way that the brush tip is on this, it's not a good brush tip to do wing liner. So I'm just gonna do just like a basic liner at my lash line because I did pick up some of their false lashes and I have yet to use those. I have not tested those out yet, so that is going to be a first impression on the lashes. Okay, before I go in with the false lashes, I'm going to use their mascara, and I picked up the extended lash lengthening mascara that comes in the gold tube like this. They also had like a volumizing one. I think they had like 3 different types of mascara. And then this is what the brush looks like. So I don't hate this mascara. This is a good lengthening mascara. The only thing that I would recommend is to not use this on your lower lashes because I have had issues with it smudging. But the way that it makes your lashes look, I don't like dislike that part about it. I just wish it wouldn't smudge as bad. Sorry, my camera just cut out. But this mascara is $4.50. So, I mean, I feel like for it being a cheaper mascara, it's not horrible, but I probably won't repurchase this once I run out of it just because it smudges. For the lashes, these are the ones that I picked up. And these are the Glamorous Finish false lashes, and it does say that they come with lash glue, and the false lashes were $4.50 for just the one pair. So I don't know if that's super affordable for lashes or not. I mean, I feel like you can get like a pack of lashes for like $8. So I got my lash glue on there and trimmed them down. So now sorry, I feel like I just was out of frame there. That's why I normally don't film me putting on my false lashes, just because I have to get so close to the mirror to see what I'm doing. It usually makes me go out of frame. Now, I don't feel like these lashes are like the easiest to put on since the lash bands are thicker. And I don't know, like I said, ever since my lashes have gotten longer from using the lash growth serum, I find it difficult for me to get false lashes to stay down, especially in my inner corners. And when the lash band is really thick, like these are, I'm gonna try to put some mascara over here because I feel like it just looks weird. I find it even more difficult for the lashes to want to stick. But I mean, I feel like once I got them on, like I like the way they look, and I think they're a really pretty dramatic lash. So if you're pretty skilled with false lashes, you might really like these. I mean, I think they're pretty good quality. It's just that since the lash band is thick, it's a little hard to work with. They had a few different colors in this. It comes in clear, like a blonde, and then this dark brown, I think it's called. Yeah, dark brown. I can't even talk. Eyebrow styling gel. Now, I do like the design on this. Like, I like the brush because it looks just like the Benefit Gimme Brow. The only issue that I have with this is the shade of it. This is very gray. It is a very gray undertone. So, I mean, I guess if you want a very cool toned color, you might like this. But, I mean, if I can just like swatch the color on the back of my hand, I mean, it straight up looks gray. I don't know if you can see that there. And the blonde one also looked a very like gray tone, just like a lighter gray. And with this brow gel, it does smudge. So it's like, I like the concept on this. I just feel like the product itself just needs to be improved. Like the tones, like the shades on the brow gel and the formula itself. Because like I said, it does smudge and smear if it gets wet. So I would say probably pass on the brow gel unless you don't mind a brow gel like that. And if you like something that's very like cool gray toned. I did pick up one of their brow pencils, and this is in the shade Blonde, Brow Defining Pencil. Now this is like a very soft pencil, so I don't really feel like that you're not going to be able to get like precise like little, like it's not a micro brow type of pencil. So, and to show you guys the shade on this, this is a better color. It's not as gray tone, like it's cool, but it still has like a brown undertone to it. So I don't know, this really isn't my favorite either, just because of the consistency of the pencil and the fact that you can't do like really precise like brow strokes. But it does come with a spoolie on the other end. Now we're gonna move on to bronzing and blush and highlight. Now these products I really, really like. Now I know that they have a palette that has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. And I hadn't noticed anybody just reviewing the single products. I've seen a lot of reviews with them using the palette that has all three. So I wanted to do, you know, review each one of these and see what I thought about them. Maybe I'll go back and get like the palette that has all three, because I do really like these products. So with the bronzer, this is the In the Tropics Bronzing Powder in Hawaiian Glow. And I think this is their deepest shade. I'm just gonna use my Morphe M530 brush. And I don't know, I really like the tone on this. It is a little bit more warm tone than some of my other bronzers, but it's not a super warm toned bronzer. I feel like it's a good neutral bronzer. It is matte, and I mean, it blends out really nice. Like, as you can see, I don't have any issues with it like looking patchy or anything like that. It's lasted all day on me, so I'm really impressed by the bronzer. Really like it. The tone is really pretty. And like I said, it also doubles as a really good like transition shade. So I definitely feel like this is a really good product for $5. So, and I'm just using my Morphe R2 to blend that up around my hairline. I mean, a lot of times with like cheaper bronzers, like sometimes they tend to get patchy or they don't blend well, or they're like too orange, but this one is definitely a winner, especially when it comes to something being more affordable. I was pleasantly surprised by the bronzer. I'm just gonna kind of bronze up my nose a little bit. Probably easier to use this brush. And then I'm just gonna bronze up my jawline and my neck. Okay, they had several different colors with the blushes. The one that I ended up picking up is in Creamy Peach. And this is their Born to Blush. So that's what it looks like there. This color is such a pretty like matte peach. I do really like this blush. It lasts all day, blends out nice, doesn't look patchy. Everything that you would look for in a blush. And I don't find, I mean, there is a little bit of kick up in the pan, but they're not super powdery. So I don't know, I just find that's like a really pretty like summer blush color. And then this is the highlight, their Radiant Finish Highlighter in Champagne Kiss, which is a really pretty gold. think they had a couple of other like highlighting colors, but I was most drawn to this one. It's just a really pretty like champagne gold. And I'm just using my Real Techniques contour brush to apply this. I mean, it can show a little bit of texture, so if you have a lot of breakouts or something like that, this might not be like the best highlight, but I feel like it's a pretty highlight. Like, I like it. A little bit on my nose and my cupid's bow. And then sometimes I've showed you guys this before, I'll just take a mirror and like check everything out from the side, make sure it's blended well. But I hope you can see the highlight there. Like I said, it might not be like the most forgiving if you have a lot of texture, but it's not horrible. I think it's pretty. I like it. It lasts all day on me. I've also used this as an inner corner highlight, and it looks really pretty that way too. So I'll just use this as my inner corner and brow bone highlight to show you guys what it looks like. I picked up their Makeup Perfecting Setting Spray, and this is another product that I really like. The sprayer on this is really, it shoots out a really fine mist, like the Flower Beauty Makeup Setting Spray. It definitely keeps your makeup lasting all day, and it also tones down the powders on your face, so I really like the spray. So I don't know if you can see how fine the mist is. It definitely feels really hydrating. This comes with 2 fluid ounces, which I think is pretty standard for a lot of like drugstore setting sprays. Like the Milani Make It Last has 2.03 fluid ounces. So, and I think the setting spray was $5. No, the makeup setting spray was $4.50, so even more affordable. I think that's basically like the same sort of price as like the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. So yeah, I do really like this. It does almost feel like it might have a little bit of an oil in it or something. So if you have oily skin, this isn't like a matte finishing spray. I feel like it does give your skin a slight dew or like glow. Like to me, this feels like the Milani Make It Dewy makeup setting spray. If you've ever used that before, that's what this one feels like on the skin. So it feels super hydrating. So I would definitely repurchase this again. I really enjoy this. So I picked up several different lip products from Believe Beauty. So I picked up their long lasting lip liner in Barely There. And this shade was a little lighter than the other lipsticks that I ended up getting. I do like this shade and I do like this lip liner. Like it's very comparable to like the Rimmel Exaggerate full color lip liners. It's very similar to that. It's a retractable lip liner, so I do like that. And the shade is pretty. It's like a pinky nude. But like I said, the lipsticks that I got, it doesn't really go with them except for this gloss. So I picked up their Lustrous Shine Lip Gloss in the color Ethereal. So I'll swatch this to show you guys what it looks like. It's just like a sparkly nude. So it looks like there. It's really pretty topped over other lipsticks. And then I picked up 2 of just their regular lipsticks. I really liked a lot of the shades that they had. I feel like a lot of their shades are very like nude and wearable. So I picked up Macaroon Spice, which I do really like this shade. And then I also picked up Soft Rose, which I thought was gonna work out well with that lip liner, but as you will see swatched next to each other, like it's like a not quite dark enough. Like I need something a little darker. So I do like both of these lipsticks. Like they last for a decent amount of time on your lips for being like a bullet lipstick. Like they last about the same amount of time as the Maybelline Color Sensational lipsticks or like the Milani Statement lipsticks. So I do really enjoy these. I might swatch these on my lips just so you can see what they look like. But I also picked up one of their liquid, like their matte liquid lipsticks, and I got the shade Foxy. And out of all the lip products that I picked up, this is definitely my favorite. I really like the tone on this. It wears for a long time and it doesn't feel drying on the lips, which is just crazy because a lot of cheap liquid, like matte liquid lipsticks, feel really dry, make your lips just, you know, look all wrinkly and stuff, like doesn't look good. But this does not do that at all. Like it feels really nice and comfortable on the lips. So I'm gonna swatch these other lipsticks and then I'm gonna put the liquid lipstick on at the end. So this is good for those days when you want like a really nude lip. It feels really nice and comfortable. It has like one of those flat kind of doe foot applicators. And it also is really pretty topped over lipsticks. Okay, and then this is the satin or the Moroccan Spice, which is my favorite. It's a warmer nude, but it doesn't look bad. Sometimes warm nudes don't look good on me, but this is actually a really pretty like warm nude. So that's what that one looks like. So that's what Soft Rose looks like. And to me it looks, I mean, it's more of like a pink nude. It's not like super rosy. I don't know, I just expect rose to be like a little bit more red kind of undertoned, but it is pretty. I do like it. I just tend to wear the Moroccan Spice a little more. Okay, now I'm gonna use the liquid lipstick and this is in Foxy. But yeah, definitely out of all of those lipsticks, this one I definitely like the most, like the tone. This one and the Moroccan Spice, probably my favorite. Sound like an airplane taking off. Like I said, this liquid lipstick, it will dry down matte. It's not like super matte, like it's kind of like a semi-matte, and it doesn't make my lips feel dried out. So I'm really impressed by this liquid lipstick. I definitely want to go and pick up some of their other shades because they had a lot of other like nude shades. I'm really impressed by most of the products and I really like the way that this look turned out. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments if you have picked up anything from Believe Beauty and what you think about the brand, if you like their products, like what products you like, what you don't like. So yeah, if you are new and haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe. And I hope that you all have a great day and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.